Hey folks, Brian here. Recently I was leading the senior adult group, and our lesson was about the 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him. It's in Proverbs chapter 16. And we got off into a little discussion about the idea of love the sinner, hate the sin. And I want to talk about that because that sounds a little oversimplified, but it's on its own, that is a true statement. As believers, as followers of Christ, we are to love the sinner and hate the sin. Jesus was clear about that. He love the Lord your God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. Love the sinner. Everybody, love everybody. We're all sinners. And the other, hate the sin. There's plenty of scriptures about hating sin, fleeing from sin, not having to do with people who are in certain sins. So it's very clear. And I want to give you a couple of examples about that. I have a couple of friends who I love dearly, and they are a lesbian couple. And I've known both of them over 40 years, since I was a teenager, and I knew them both separately back then, and now they are together. And I love them both, and they would come see me at the restaurant I worked at, and I would come over and talk, and we have a lot of shared interests, and I'm not using their names because I haven't asked permission, but one of them in particular sent me a message one time, and then we talked on the phone also, and she was wondering because she said she had someone who was had very strong opposition to their relationship. And she told me, she said, on the surface, I think you believe the same way this guy does, but you haven't been a jerk about it. You have never treated us with anything but love and respect. And she even said, is it just the idea of love the sinner, hate the sin? And I said, basically, yes. I said, I've treated you with love and respect because I love you and I respect you. And she knows that I don't agree with their choices and their lifestyle, and I don't view them as married. But I love them. When I see them, we hug. Hey, great to see you, and she understands that. But I have another friend. Again, I haven't asked permission to use his name, but we grew up in school, performing a lot together. Dear friend, I love him so much. But he now lives in Europe with his so-called husband. And when I use that phrase with him, and he has just totally distanced himself. He posted some very, very hyperbolic statements at the election recently, like if you support this candidate, it means you hate me and that kind of stuff. But when I've talked to him about that, and I say, love the sinner, hate the sin, what I'm saying is, I love you, and I do. I love him, and I'm saying, I love you. I know your sin. I don't approve of your sin, but I love you. But what he hears is, I'm a sinner. And he doesn't think he is. People don't realize they're sinners. People think, because we're evil. We have a sinful nature. We are basically evil people. But people don't see that. People say, oh, the evil people are the ones shooting up schools or flying planes into buildings. Those are evil people. I'm basically a good person. And so that's what he hears is, I'm a sinner. And I love him though. And admittedly, a lot of Christians they want to expand on that. They don't want to just say love the sinner, hate the sin. They want to say love the sinner in spite of their sin, or love the sinner but make sure they know that you hate their sin. Make sure they know you oppose their sin. But no, it's love the sinner. And you can love someone and not approve or condone of their lifestyle or their choices. And I just wanted to emphasize that today. And I'm going to be teaching that scripture, and I'll probably take at least 2 videos to go over that. The 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him. So that'll be coming up soon. But anyway, thanks for watching. Love your neighbor. Love your neighbor. Love the sinner. Love your neighbor. And I think that's it. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. As always, stay salty, my friend.